Hi, we're back. Thanks for staying with us. Joined in studio by a world traveler lately, Mr. Riggs Eckelberry, CEO of OriginOil, OOIL. Welcome back to the U.S.
Don, I'm exhausted. I've been spending days catching up on my sleep. You know, I was on 3 time zones while I was there. The European one where I was. Right. Of course, then America would kick in. And then Australia would kick in after that.
Wow.
Basically, it was just nonstop. It was fun.
Well, tell us about it. I know that one of the first legs was going over to Washington, D.C. You accepted an award as one of the top 50
bioenergy companies in the world. Yes.
That's right.
And that was super exciting, obviously. And we made some good connections at the conference. It wasn't just for the honor of it, right? But it was really great. And I'm already looking ahead to next year's competition. And of course, we have to do better.
Of course. So, if you're in the top 50, now you got to get to the top 10, right? Well, we'll go top 25.
We were,
just kind of move it every year.
I think we were 32 this time. So the thing is, the field gets exponentially bigger each time, and the industry matures. But we'll do our best.
Well, it's like a defending champion. Everybody's coming after you in the next season, so you have to get better and better and stronger. Now, then after that, you bumped over to Europe, and you were addressing a couple of conferences, I think, right about the time that the prince was getting married. But tell us about that.
Well, first, I went to Europe, and where I worked with a group there that's become our country partner there, NSS. We announced that this week. And what we're working on here is a business model where we continue to be the oil extraction guys, but we always have to think about who's going to work with us. And so in France, for example, the NSS people have a number of deals. Fascinating one with what's called eco buildings. These are buildings that are energy positive and that deal with their wastewater and algae is being factored into that. These are massive projects. They're 1 million square foot plus projects in and around Paris that a Fortune 500 construction company is building. And so they're required by law to make these plans. And so NSS sprung up for that. Now, at the same time, there's other opportunities. There's a fishing fleet in the southwest of France, et cetera. All these opportunities are being managed by one country partner.
That's amazing. Now, when I think about the time that we've been watching this company, I go back again a couple of years, and I know I've said this before, but I see all of this progress, and I see the people that you're talking to, and as you mentioned, potential partners, potential workmates, as we'll call it. That level just keeps getting higher and higher. I mean, you're really climbing up that ladder.
Well, perhaps we'll do a 4th anniversary show this summer. That's how long we've been in business.
That's right.
But you're right. What's happening is the algae industry is coming together fast. And there's a new sector developing that we're calling algae oil services, which is a lot like oil field services. So you're thinking, Baker Hughes, Halliburton, Bechtel, right? These guys help producers get the oil out of the ground. Well, we help producers get the algae out of the water. That's our mission. So that's sort of a pivot point for the whole algae industry is this oil services business. And it extends out into process innovations and so forth. Now this means we're actually turning into a real industry, which is so exciting.
Well, that is exciting, because when you move from the product to an industry, that's like a meteoric leap forward. Now, you said something, we had a quick phone interview last week. I know you were running all over the place. I think you just landed. And you made a statement that it's a good time to be in algae. Can you expand on that for us, please?
Well, I was making that statement in London, and I'd just spoken at this conference that was very, very influential. We connected up on so many levels. And it was clear in the room that, tangible things are happening. People are rolling out commercial scale projects all over the world. There's all kinds of stuff happening. And there's a sense that I love, which is of things coming together in ways you can't predict.
I drove by a gas station today. It said $5.19 a gallon, so I just kept driving by. But when these kinds of things happen, that can only bring more attention to what you folks are doing. Yeah,
and the price of oil will go up and go down. But what's for sure is the amount of CO2 is going to continue to increase, and algae can help right now with that while building its own capabilities.
Well, here we are, and it's amazing to think that we're already halfway through the second quarter of 2011. What do you see on the horizon between now and, say, the end of the year for the company?
For us, focus and scale. We are focusing on our core business, which is oil extraction, and the number one customer project we have in Australia, and with them scaling up to much, much higher levels of production. We're talking about processing massive amounts of algae, which we have to do. That's what's going to happen in the second half.
Now, once the company is involved and you have producers of algae achieving production on those kinds of scales, is there any kind of estimate as to how long it takes to get from that level into where we're actually producing some kind of fuel from that product?
Well, fuel's being produced right now by people like Solazyme. They're providing 500,000 gallons to the DoD this year of diesel equivalent. Okay, so that's happening. What we need to have now is scale.
Right.
So it's a matter of physically building it out. Now, how it's going to happen is with 1,000 points of light. It's not going to be 3 projects becoming massive, but rather many projects all over the world simultaneously being built out. And it's going to take, a few more years to really get there, but, it's in sight.
Pretty exciting to listen to the story. Again, it gets better and better every time you come in here. Riggs Eckelberry, OriginOil, OOIL is a symbol. Thanks so much and welcome back.
Always. Thanks, Don.